Next up was Adam Cole and Pat McAfee. And I admit that I have not understood why they got into this whole thing the way they did. I guess in trying to figure it from every angle, the only match they wanted to have, the only match Pat McAfee wanted to have, the only match they trusted him to have was against Adam Cole, the best worker they got. I don't think they needed to be that fucking worried. It was a great match. I don't know. With the Undisputed Era being the top heel group, why did they switch the entire top heel group babyface for this one match? I'm not sure. But that's what they did. So McAfee is a great heel. Adam Cole can do either. He's a great babyface and a great heel. Pat McAfee's a great heel. He's been the heel since the start of this. That's why I was confused. They couldn't have put him against a babyface. But this completed the fucking turn. The Undisputed Era and Adam Cole were complete, clear babyface in this. So if that's what they're doing moving forward, then I'm fine with this because they'll be good at that too. But if it was just like we just became babyfaces against this heel football player and now we're going to go back and try to get heat and beat up all the other babyfaces, I don't know what sense this made. But I guess we shouldn't argue because we got this match out of it. Pat McAfee is a great fucking heel. He is talking, working facially. And they were actually working. When you hear us talk about working instead of wrestling or working instead of doing spots or whatever, this is what working means. They clearly told a story. Who was the babyface? Who are we supposed to root for? Who's the heel? Who are we supposed to fucking boo and root against? The match made sense. Pat McAfee showed that he was an athlete. He's a pro football player, and he's a heck of an athlete. But Adam Cole was a little smarter when it came to wrestling in the end. Blah, blah, blah. Great story. The dive. McAfee had to do a dive. That even worked because it wasn't so fucking obvious.
Right.
You know, it was, the guys were arguing with each other and suddenly here comes this fucking maniac flying in. He made Ron Gronkowski look like a piece of dog shit.
No, it was even better than that. The guys were arguing with each other and then security came to separate everyone.
Yeah.
So no one is like facing the ring, looking at the ring, waiting for the guy to dive on them. Everyone is reasonably distracted when out of nowhere he does that dive. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
So well done.
And a better dive than a lot of these fucking midgets. We found out that Pat McAfee was once roommates with the Possum King, so we know that now. I can see Rip Rogers' training in McAfee's punches and kicks especially. You can teach any athlete how to leapfrog, but McAfee, besides being a fan, knew what the fuck he was doing here. And Adam Cole sold like Ricky Morton. And then made a great fighting comeback. Didn't do all the wrestling bullshit because he was mad. The McAfee, the backflip off the top, the leap up in the superplex, he looked like fucking Shelton Benjamin. And honestly, if you wanted to go completely legitimate, that was a little much that a football player should be able to do in his first match, but goddamn, what an athlete, right? So, like when McAfee kicked the steps, it was a little off. I'd have preferred Adam's head be a little different place where it looked like he was really trying to kick his head, but Adam got the figure four. I wrote, "This is a pro wrestling match!" ! McAfee, like a heel should, kicked him in the balls. Who put this together? They need an award. And then finally, fucking McAtee punted him, 1-2. Adam kicked out. Good. He redeemed himself from getting beat with the kick before. And then, of course, McAfee was still selling his bad foot. I would have rather Adam knocked him out with the knee rather than do that Panama Sunrise thing, because goddamn, that requires so much cooperation.
I completely agree with you. That was the only thing I didn't like, was not just the finish, but leading into the finish, it was pretty obvious that they were getting set up for that. That was the one thing in the match I didn't like.
If when Adam had gone to pull the knee pad down and said, "I want you to see me beat you," and then hit him with the knee, that'd have been perfect. but he has to wait for him to get up and bend over and stand there. And with the atmosphere they had created where you could lose yourself in this thing and believe they were mad, I just thought, But it was a great fucking match. Great debut match. Fucking, wait a minute. McAfee, wherever you are, hold on here.
Sounds about as real as the reaction on SmackDown.
Well, but anyway, but no, that was a good fucking piece of business, and McAfee should be proud of himself. And it just now, once again, I want to see, okay, are Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong now all baby faces, and they're going to interact with the other heels? Because then they've done this for nothing and just taken heat off their heels. If not. So that's the only thing I'm confused about.
I want to see more Pat McAfee. I hope they find a way to keep him around and do something else with him. I know he's a busy guy and a successful guy, but hopefully they can throw some money at him. He proved himself. The promo he did before the match was fantastic. And I'm like, wow, this guy is a natural. He gets how to be a heel. And then even during the match, his selling, he knew how to sell. Even when he kept doing things after hurting his foot, he kept selling the foot. It was perfect. Just imagine if there were actually fans there when he did the backflip off the top rope and then jumped up to the top rope in one jump.
Oh, they would have
lost their minds. So impressive. Next to Ronda Rousey, this may be the single best debut I've ever seen someone have. I really hope they find a way to keep him around and do more with him. Because each week I started liking him more and more because at first I didn't really understand why they were doing things the way they were doing it. But once I saw his promo, I'm like, wow, this guy could do a promo. And then after seeing this guy is as much a natural as anyone. They really got to find a way to keep him around. He's the best heel they have.
Well, you know what? I just realized, you've just doomed him. He's doomed. You know why? Because all the fucking guys that are training at the Performance Center get in the ring and do what they do, and then McAfee trained in a barn with Rip Rogers, and he does what he does.
Yeah, what an indictment. What an indictment of their Performance Center.
Well, wait a minute. Rip Rogers, he got in the ring and trained some other guys for him at one point, like Cena and Lesnar and Batista and Shelton and all those guys. Something not working with this equation. I don't know what. Anyway, so the next match. Brian, take it away. Dakota Kai and Io Shirai.
This was a fantastic women's match on the NXT TakeOver show featuring world champion or NXT champion Io Shirai, a very talented Japanese female pro wrestler, versus the extremely talented Dakota Kai with her giant bodyguard Diesel. I really liked this match. I thought it was really good. I actually thought Dakota Kai was going to win for a while. Best women's match I've seen in a while. I've really liked it. And Io Shirai won, and they set up a future feud now with Rhea Ripley and either Dakota Kai with her bodyguard or just the bodyguard with Rhea Ripley. It's nice to see they're doing something with Rhea. I don't know why they've dropped the ball so badly with Rhea Ripley since WrestleMania, but they've completely dropped the ball with Rhea Ripley. But if I have to sign up for Rhea Ripley versus Dakota Kai, I'll take that. I really, really like Dakota Kai. But what did you think? More importantly, you, the big fan of women's wrestling, what did you think of this match?
Well, I'm glad you put more importantly in there, Brian, last, because it's always more important what I think than what anybody else thinks. And what I thought was that I hit the fast forward button and I didn't let off of it until I saw Rhea Ripley.
Oh, come on. What the fuck?
And then when I saw Rhea Ripley, I said, okay, let's see what she's going to do. And she had the stare down with Raquel Gonzalez. Can Gonzalez work?
I don't know.
We haven't seen enough of her yet, right?
Have we seen her? Have we ever seen her wrestle?
I don't think we have. That's what I'm saying. We haven't seen to know whether she can work or not. But it's actually perfect because Rhea's the babyface and Raquel Gonzalez has about a half an inch on her, just enough to be a little bigger and a little meaner looking. I'm interested in that. We'll see where that goes.
Why did you fast forward this one?
Because I was running late and I've watched a lot of bad wrestling.
Of all the women's matches on all three shows, as it turns out, that you watched, this was the one you shouldn't have fast forwarded.
If Rhea Ripley wrestles, I'm going to watch.
Dakota Kai's great. Io Shirai's great too.
Well, all right.
I can't believe you fast forwarded this. I'm so disappointed.
You sound disappointed.
It was really good. I'm watching it like, oh man, Jim will not be able to deny this match. This match is really good. Jim's going to go, you know what, Brian? I see it. Dakota Kai is a real talent. Io Shirai was really good. Both girls did a great job in this match. I really liked it. Instead,
you know what?
I got fast forward.
Dakota Kai is a real talent. Io Shirai did really good in this match.
Here.
These are wonderful performers.
Oh.
All right.